Hello everyone, it's SystemCollapse and this is Ultimate Alchemy. Hope everyone's had a fantastic day. I'm having a pretty amazing one myself. In between episodes, I did a fair amount, so let's kind of take a little look-see here. First off, I worked on the base. I added some more of the Futura blocks. Also have this basalt now, which you can actually do in the extruder we set up yesterday. It takes 250 millibuckets of lava to 1 bucket of water, so I got a bunch of that done. I had 3 magma crucibles set up at one point, making us lava, but pretty good either way. I did a big batch of it. We have a good amount, and I have quite a bit more. So, yeah, that's the thing. Also went ahead and made a bunch of this clear white glass. To make the clear white glass, just smelt off sand in the Tigger smeltery, and then just kind of clear, smelt it off. Then you have to add your dye to it, so I made it white, so I had to add bone meal. So I had to do a bunch of peat and that jazz to get a whole bunch of bone meal, but we're looking pretty good now. I tried the yellow. I did not like it. And I wish I could have used the yellow, because the yellow dye is actually easier to make. But at the same time, this looks better, so I went ahead and did it. So that is awesome. I guess also down here, if you take a look real quick, I also had some first generators, and I actually have 8 of them. There's 8 of them running here. I guess there's only like 2 running right now, because our power was kind of going over what we were producing. I didn't want to kind of use ones to produce power, because it does create a lot of lag. But down here, the overclock generators actually produce, with wood anyway, you can see there, generates 300 RF at 4,000 RF a tick. Ignore that tick thing. It really just, every tick at 300 RF a tick is what it does for a piece of wood. If you put down generator, put 1 single log in it, it just gives you 300 RF. So, yeah, it's all it does. But it burns off the wood in a single tick. So you can't even tell, like right now. This one's going full blast. It's actually using all the wood. It's like, it's burning wood constantly. Every tick it's burning off a piece of wood and producing 300 RF tick. It's just happening so quickly, it just doesn't update properly. So, yeah, these things are pretty cool, but at the same time, they're pretty laggy. So we're going to work towards getting off that power today. I was just kind of running short of power. And I just needed lapis for those, right? So if you go to overclocker, check them out. The only thing keeping us from them, because we were using these ones, was some gold and some lapis. So I just went ahead and kind of upgraded them, moved them down there so they're out of sight. And that's pretty cool as well. I guess I did a couple more things here. Let's go over here. Over here, I have 2 magma crucibles set up and 2 fluid transposers, mostly so I could do liquid crafting with the destabilized redstone and with the molten enderium. So the way I'm doing that is this mag crucible permanently full of redstone, so just an exporter with a filter. This one with redstone, this one with ender pearl. Then it automatically pumps this liquid down. Then I can just tell the system to send a bucket, and it'll get a bucket of stabilized redstone. As long as we have redstone or ender pearl in the system, which we have on autocraft anyway, it'll just always be buffered with the liquid. So that's what I did there. I did that mostly to set up for Signalum, and I was getting ready for Enderium probably in the future. But you go to Signalum, kind of check that out real quick, look at the blend. That is the recipe, so I had to have a way to get stabilized redstone in buckets, kind of automatically. And then I could just set up the recipe. I mean, it's all done here. It's not a big deal, it's just a little bit of a pain. I did set up some more recipes here for some stuff we're going to get into. We're going to do some fluid crafting in a bit, probably some Yellorium. Definitely something we're going to do here. So we do have another transposer, and we're going to need this one, the energized glowstone, because it is in the recipe to actually make Yellorium. I think it was this and lava, and we're going to do it in a pretty neat way, so that's pretty cool. These here too, I have this one kind of backed open because I'm going to still have to access this. But I just using these here. These are casings. They're actually used for the lava factory for actually additions, which is not a bad little way to make lava, but it does take a lot of power. I guess both ways take a lot of power. But it's also like a multi-block, so it takes up more space, so I just prefer the crucibles, really. But it just takes Nori, so you just zap that with the reconstructor, and then you make these casings. Then you get an absurd amount. You get 32, so I just use them for building blocks. So that is pretty cool. So I think that is everything I did outside of this here. This is a disk manipulator. You can use this. So basically, down here I have my disk, right? So I have this disk and this disk. If I take that out, oh, did I take that out? Oh, it's just seeing the items in the system. That's all the items in my system that don't belong in drawers. They're just stored on the disk, right? Everything. If I wanted to put them back in the system and move them from one drive to the next, I just take it, throw it here, put it in, make sure it's set to insert network. It just moves all the items from one disk to another. Now, I had a whole bunch of 4Ks, and I even had 1K before. I wanted to get rid of all those and just get to 2 64Ks. So I made one 64K and just put all the drives in here, emptied them all into the other 64, then made another 64, and now we have a good amount of space there. I don't have to worry about that. So yeah, I did that, and this thing's very useful. Just never make sure it's never on extract from network, because it'll start pulling from your drawers And like right now, it would be pulling from even these here because it sees these as part of the network. It gets really messy really quick. You can do like filtering and stuff, but I never bother that. It's really just to kind of sort out. It's like a disk defragger for your system there, so that's pretty cool. And I think that is honestly everything I did. So what I want to get today is probably get into big reactors, because I wanted to just get into a power source and just have it be our end power source for the pack. I'm not going to bother with the rainbow generator in this pack. I don't think we need massive amounts of power. I mean, we could if we need to. I think it's automatable. But the main thing I want to get to, I guess, would be Yellorium. Before we do anything, we need to have Yellorium, because that's going to be the fuel for a big reactor. I guess it's extreme reactors now, isn't it? Anyway, it's going to take lava. It's going to take energized glowstone. The only way to do the alloying is actually in the smeltery, so we're going to have to automate the smeltery. And you get this fluid Yellorium, which we could then, of course, just cast off any normal way. So we'll just kind of do it that way and just get that done. It's probably just casting at a table, right? I think you do casting at a table. Hope so. It's gonna want a blooded here. This is go recipe. Where is it, man? Yeah, we can't just cast off. That'll make that easy. So that is what we're gonna do here. We're gonna have to set up a couple machines, get to a couple things, and we'll probably do some fancy fine storage fluid crafting. We might as well get that started. And okay, before we get into Yellorium, let's go ahead and set up wireless crafting real quick. Let's actually just make the recipes, kind of make our life a little easier. Let's just grab you. Let's go get this here, the wireless crafting grid. We're going to do this puppy, so we're going to get that done. But after this, we'll be able to just do wireless crafting just all willy-nilly. That'll be pretty sweet. So let's go ahead and do a crafting grid. Handle that one. That's 2 stages. Did I just do crafting grid? No, one's a grid. And then we'll need the actual wireless one. We'll do that. Then we're going to need one more item called the range upgrades. Let's go ahead and grab them. Get them done real quick. Sweet. And now we get to be lazy. So let's actually just throw those into our manager. That'll handle that. Then I guess we could just go wireless, right? Grab the craft grid itself, grab ourselves the wireless transmitter, then the range upgrades, and I guess we just need a way to charge this thing, and we're just going to use Flux networks for that, so we'll get that done. We need the controller. Let's go ahead. I don't have one of these yet. Let's go to Flux. Let's grab the Flux controller. We should be able to make the Eyes of Ender just by crafting with blaze powder now, which is really sweet, because before it was a pain in the butt. Now we don't have to do that. So I can actually get into the bigger kind of Flux storage now, which is pretty awesome. It was just too time consuming before. We did that. Did we already make the Flux cores? I don't even know what I made. Let's make another. I think we need 21 to make this. Let's do that. And we need the Flux blocks, right? We'll need 5 of them. And then we have the Flux controller. So that's awesome. Let's grab our range upgrades. Let's go back to wireless. Grab that stuff. And get this all set up. So the first thing we're going to set up, I guess, is going to be the wireless charging. To do that, we're just going to throw down the controller. See this here, wireless charging. Set it to enabled. Go over here. This basically just tells different parts of your inventory that can be wirelessly charged by Flux networks. I'm just going to turn it on to everything, but you can just set different regions. But I just like to set everything on. This is left to right hand, so that'll handle that. Then we can go to main. And now, if I check that, yes, it's totally linked up now. It is charged, which is pretty awesome. But anyway, let's go down here real quick. Let's go ahead and take the wireless crafting grid. We're going to shift and right click that on here. You can see there, it's linked to a block now. That's exactly what we want, because otherwise it's not going to work. So we're going to take that, we're going to pump that there. Also, one more thing I want to set in here, actually. I want to turn off the transfer limit. I always do that. Makes it so it doesn't limit all the plugs and points in your network. Anyway, let's go over here, set up our wireless transmitter. I did set up cabling underneath, so we can kind of go to different parts of the base with automation and stuff as we progress. But over here, we're going to put on the wireless transmitter. It has to sit on top of cable for some reason. But anyway, going to throw in these range upgrades. You can see now it's 48 blocks. Now we should be able to access our inventory really easy, which is pretty awesome. And we should be able to pretty much go to the outside walls. Yes, which is amazing. I set the size of a base to 93, and I think that'll technically go what? It's a radius, right? So 48 blocks would be 96 radius. So that should cover the bulk of our base right there, which is pretty awesome. So that's cool. We have that now. Next thing we're going to do is get into the actual automation of producing Yellorium. So we're going to need, I guess, let's actually go over here. Let's grab a crafter. We're definitely going to need one of them. We're going to need some cables. Let's grab those. Awesome. We're going to need storage blocks. I already set up the recipe for these, but they're not hard at all. They're just the fluid storage blocks. It's basically a tank. Just treat it like a tank. And, you don't need these. You can make like the drives. I just find it easier to do with the storage blocks, so we're going to do it that way. We're also going to need, what else do we need here? Fluid interfaces. I totally forgot about those. Let's go fluid interface. Let's grab some of these puppies. Let's do that. Sweet. Maybe 2. Let's grab like 4. For all that matters. Then we have to make regular interfaces. So we'll grab 2 of them. Then grab 2 of the fluid interfaces. Let's do that and that. That'll handle that. Yeah, our storage block should be done. So, store? Yeah, right there. Awesome. So that'll handle that part. We're also going to need a couple of buckets of liquid. So let's go ahead and grab some buckets here. Let's grab these 2. Let's grab like 2 more, 3 more. That's fine. I think I only really need 2 of each. But first what we're going to do, before we set anything up, I think is make a bucket of Yellorium. And that'll give us a block. Actually, I think this will give us a little more than a block. Ways this is going to work. We need a casting table. I'll just use this one for all that matters. Let's do that and that. And that's good there, right? Nothing else is going anywhere. It shouldn't. Okay, let's go ahead. To make Yellorium is going to be, if I actually grab the liquids that we need, let's go do that real quick. We're going to need a bucket of lava and a bucket of energized glowstone. So let's do that. Let's grab 2 buckets of each. Let's do you to you. There we go. And then you and you. And actually, while we're here, let's do this. Let's go ahead and grab you. And just get that out of there. Okay, so let's run over. Let's actually make our Yellorium first, because I need to be able to filter this, is what I'm thinking. So the way I'm going to do that, I actually need 1 more bucket. Let's grab a bucket here. Grab 1 of them. Let's do that, because we're going to have to... I guess I'm kind of jumping ahead, but at the same time, we're going to end up needing to filter the output of Yellorium, liquid Yellorium, so it doesn't pull other things out of here. So I figure we'll just fill a bucket. The way we're going to do that is with this. I don't actually need a block at all. I was thinking wrong. Now we got everything right. We'll just set it like that right there. I'm going to make sure I put the lava in first so it doesn't actually try to pull it out right away. So we can just go to a drain, do that, and do that right there. That should handle that. Energized glowstone. Where did my lava go, man? I'm totally confused. Did I get the lava in there? I have no idea. Where did the lava go? What casted off the lava? I'm curious. Nothing is using lava right now. Is this on? I feel laggy. Let's turn you off. Always on. Off. There we go. We don't need that on right now. Still feeling a little bit of lag. Anyway, let's try getting lava in there again, I suppose. I'm not sure. Did I put it in there? I have no idea. Right there. Right? There we go. We're finally getting Yellorium. That is what I want. I actually need it down here. I need it to cast off 1, right? Oh. Didn't I put a bucket in there? I'm so confused right now. Let's throw a bucket right there. And hopefully, once that mixes enough, we actually get a bucket of Yellorium here. There we go. I think we actually have a bucket of Yellorium, which is what I needed. So let's go to Yellor right there. Cool. We got energized glowstone, and we got a lava bucket. So we've got everything we need to filter. So let's kind of head over this way, kind of get the fluid storage set up. So the fluid storage could be a little wonky, but it'll work just fine. Let's head down here, I suppose. Let's go and grab 2 of those storage blocks. So we're going to take 1, pop right here and right there. So these things, you can set them to only... They can like take multiple liquids. I only want them to take 1. So I'm going to set them to whitelist. And then the first one is going to take energized glowstone, I suppose. And then the second one will take lava. So each one will only hold 64 buckets of each, which is exactly what I'm going for. You can make bigger ones, but I don't see the point of it. So yeah, it's not like I need tons of Yellorium. I just need it to be automatically produced. I'm also going to need a crafting card, so let's go ahead and grab that real quick. Get that kind of crafted. Craft 1 of them. Now we're also going to need some ender chests, so let's grab you and you. That should handle that. That should be good. Now we need to get the liquids actually into the system. The way we're going to do that is with these fluid interfaces. That should be pretty awesome. Let's go over here. Go to this one that's actually producing the energized glowstone. Go there. We're going to configure that to output out the bottom. That's going to go into the interface and to get pulled in the system, which is going to go in this here, which is the actual fluid grid. And yeah, it can only go into that 1 storage now because we actually have it filtered, which is pretty awesome. Next thing we're going to do is probably do the same thing over here, but for lava. So we'll just kind of pop that down. Already have the side of this one configured because I was doing the drums of lava before. And that's just going to go to the system. And each of those are going to buffer up to 64 buckets. If we go down here, they should both have a little bit of liquid in them if they're working properly. So 17 on that one, 14 on that one. That's exactly what we want to see. And there we go. We got our liquids in the system. So we have our liquids in the system. Everything's kind of working exactly how we want it right now. I am gonna need 1 block of Yellorium, aren't I? Let's do this, because I'm gonna have 2 filters as well. Everything's so janky, man. Let's go grab another bucket. Need 2 of these buckets, right? We already have a lava one right there. To get liquids out of here too, I'm pretty sure you could just go like this and then just click it on there. Or actually, I think you just right click, right? So if I needed another energized, yeah, you just right click it with a bucket in your inventory. Or in the system, I think it just grabs it. Oh, maybe it derped? No, it just won't let me put the back in there that way. Okay, that's cool. So let's actually get the next part of the setup, which would be the automation. Let's get rid of this. We don't need this setup here at all anymore. So let's get rid of this one. Go, get rid of you. Let's set up the crafter. So the crafter is going to be holding the actual recipe. So we'll just go there. Probably turn that puppy around, make it face the actual drain, because that's how it's going to work. It's going to pump the liquids in there for us. So that'll work. Down here, we'll probably want some cabling, because right now it's not going anywhere. So what we'll do is this little line that I brought out here, bring that across, and I guess 1 more. And actually, while we're here, we might as well set up the system to, actually I did that totally wrong, doesn't matter. Do that and that, there we go. To automatically keep this thing full of lava at all times as well, so it never runs out of power, right? So I guess we could just do a exporter. Awesome. Grab you, set you to that right there. Throw an exporter on there, and then I guess we'll just set that to, we need to set it to fluids, so make sure it's on fluids and click that. And then just kind of line this up here. Just need to make sure it's all cabled. Awesome, and that's just going to keep that tank full, I think. Oh, it's not actually connected. There we go. There we go. The tank's full. It'll keep that full at all times. That's cool. So this thing will never run out of power. So that part of that is done. So that's good. But we also need to actually get a block of Yellorium. What I'm going to use for casting, basically. I'll do the casting over here for all that matters. Let's get this out of here. Go ahead and grab casting basin, pop that down. We're probably going to have to use transfer nodes for this, just so we can do easy liquid kind of filtering. So let's grab you, because I don't think conduit, the base level ones, can do that at all, can they? Let's go ahead and grab a transfer filter as well, probably. And probably regular transfer node as well, actually, for the export. We'll do that later on. But I want to make sure this can only pull Yellorium. That's what I'm setting up right here, right now. So I'm going to pop that right there. Already has Yellorium in the filter, that's fine. I'll have to go ahead and make a fluid filter. Let's go ahead and grab one of them. Now we have lapis, that should be pretty easy. So that's that. Cool, and this is the only reason I did that bucket of liquid Yellorium. So I'm just gonna pop that right there. Then pop that right in here. And now that's gonna be the only thing that could actually go into this now. So no other liquid will go into this basin ever. I do have to kind of get rid of that loop there, because that loop is pointless. Get rid of you. There we go. That should cast off our first block of Yellorium. We should have enough liquid there. If we don't, we can add some more. Let's go ahead and grab a lava bucket. And what do you, because we don't. Oh, I actually have a bucket on me. We just do it that way, right? There we go. And there we go. We'll actually get our first one. That's cool. We're going to pull this jazz out. And we've got our first block of Yellorium. Now that we have a block of Yellorium, we could actually set the crafting recipe. So what we're going to do is go over to the crafter, clear this out. Set it to processing, and this is a little weird. I didn't know this part at all. A guy that was in my Discord, Mesa Dion, he actually taught me this, because I never did this with the thing. But anyway, we're going to set it to, where is it here? We need to set it to fluids. So we're going to set the fluids first. I'm going to go to lava, and I'm going to go energize glowstone. You see that it's only saying 1 bucket. We're going to tweak those numbers. I'm going to change those numbers to, you could actually just right click on it, and then I'm going to clear this out here. I'm going to set that to 648. And I'm going to set this one to 648. What this is going to be is the exact amount of millibuckets of each we need to create 1 block. So I can switch this back from fluids to items, put this here, set out that recipe. You can actually get a recipe with the lava and the glowstone, making the Yellorium block. I thought when you switch back and forth, you could only do one or the other. I did not know you could do like half of it with the liquids, another half of the item. I thought I had to be all liquid and all item. That just kind of opened up a world for me for automation of liquids with refined storage. So yeah, very appreciative of Mesa Dion, man. It's pretty cool. I guess the next thing we need to do here is set this recipe. This recipe is going to just sit in this crafter for now, so we'll just do that. We need some dye let's go ahead and grab some dye for a channel here. We're going to do a little test setup. So what we're going to do, I think I still haven't grabbed my crafting card. Craft, probably be the right way to spell it. Would be with an A in it. Going to set up an ender chest right here. This won't be here the whole time. Like I said, this is just for a setup. We're going to grab, I guess it would be an exporter, right? And we pop you here. This is going to be our crafting card. And then we're going to teach it to export Yellorium. And, that should be ready. It's actually doing it right now. It looks like it's actually trying to produce it, which is cool. It's going to, yeah, it's setting the appropriate liquids. Energized glowstone. I should make sure. So I might tweak out this recipe because I should make sure that the lava always goes in the system first. So it should be the first part of the recipe. So even if I have one of the other drains kind of open, it won't cast off lava because lava generally has nowhere to go, but it will try to pull liquidized, energized glowstone. I think will turn into glowstone. So it's something I should deal with. But anyway, that's good there. Oh, it actually might have got some glowstone because I pulled it out of the system. And anyway, it's working. We just need to kind of filter things here. Let's turn this one off. We don't want that on right now. Let's go down here and kind of set this up. We're going to set the extraction. We're going to do the same thing, right? We're just going to set up an ender chest on a preset channel. And that'll handle that, right? So we're going to do that, though, with a transfer node and a transfer filter. So we're going to do a filter here. We're going to pop that right there. I'm going to set that to just single item. I only want to buffer one block of Yellorium because it is expensive. It's going to keep our system busy. And I don't want to have to do more than we have to. And then we could just do, I guess, a transfer pipe. Probably break that other chest connection because we don't need that. Then we should be able to just grab that there, right? So that's going to handle that. The next thing we need to do. So right now that stuff's getting pulled in the system because we didn't set up a channel. Gonna have to grab some yellow dye here, which should be too big a deal. Let's go ahead and grab some of that. We'll need like 6 of it, just so we have kind of a channel that is preset to that. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's get this on a channel here. Actually, let's set the channel on the other one first. Because this thing's just producing Yellorium now. So it's doing exactly as it should, right? So, I mean, it's doing everything. Looks like it's running out of liquid or something. I have no idea. It was going. I saw it. I'll double check that in a second. No, it's working. Okay. Just not going super fast. Don't need this to be super fast, honestly. But anyway, let's do that there. Awesome. And we should end up with a single block of Yellorium in there if it's working, which is cool. Plus, we probably have some more in here now. Yellorium? No, we don't have any more. Hasn't actually produced it. That's fine. Let's head over here. Kind of see how things are going. There are liquids in here. Still mixing up. Let's do that. Liquid Yellorium. Gonna fill that up. It's going to bam there. And then it's gonna try to buffer the next one. It's exactly what we need. And, that should work perfect. You see there's our second block. It's done. There's already one in here. Is this going to end up where it can't make anymore, right? Just be done its thing. So it used up all the liquid. It kind of all went into the right spot. Got a buffer of Yellorium. It can't go anywhere because we're not really piping it anywhere right now. But if it kept wanting more, it would keep making it. So exactly doing what I wanted to, which is actually fantastic. We just automated Yellorium. Really easy. And all we're going to do later on is hook this up to the extreme reactor, and then it'll just buffer it. And whenever it needs one, it'll only keep one on hand and keep the reactor full. So pretty cool, man. We got that done. And okay, I went ahead and crafted up everything we're going to need for the reactor here, except for the actual controller. So we're going to have to get that done. One thing we're going to need here is going to be called a sun crystal. So we're going to grab one of those real quick. Probably grab that. This thing can be used in exchange of a diamond for a couple recipes there, but I'm just going to throw it in the ground. It's actually going to absorb the sun and actually get charged there. I just want to run over here real quick and show you something. Let's go over here, go over here. So I went ahead and added external storage on this because otherwise it wasn't satisfying the actual craft. It was just kind of, it didn't know what to do. The recipe was to lock it up. I don't know what it's thinking. I have to have it pulled in the system somehow. Otherwise the system never sees it come in, and then, yeah, it never thinks the craft is actually finished. So I went ahead and did that. That handles that right there. And that's pretty cool. I'm actually going to grab some of that. Give me some of that. That'll handle that there. Kind of head over here. You'll see the sun crystal now has lights coming off it. That means it's fully charged up. And if you go to use on this thing, you can use it for a couple recipes here. You use it for the enchantment table, the reactor controller. I don't know what else. Liquid sunshine. I don't even know if we need that. Also, Botania could be used as mana diamond. So it does have some, you know, options to use over diamonds, just to give you an idea what it's going to be used for. We need to go ahead and make the controller now. So let's go to controller. You might notice the textures have been totally changed because Tema is a madman. Where's that? Right here. It's this one. Let's go ahead and grab one of you. And that. So we're good there. We should be good to go. I think we have pretty much everything. Oh, we should go ahead and make a drum. So let's get that real quick. We're going to have some coolant. I'm just going to use Resident Ender for now. We're just going to go with a 7x7x7 reactor. We're not going to go super big. This thing should be fairly efficient at this size, especially since I'm only going to be using partial amount of the power at this point. Definitely a thing here. Let's go ahead and start grabbing resonant. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's probably empty, right? It only holds 10. Yeah. Go ahead and grab the other 2 out of this. Could need 12 buckets of that. That should be good. And maybe we'll grab a drawer as well. If we had a drawer, we might be good to go. So let's go ahead and grab a drawer here. I can't remember if this thing auto exports or not. I guess I'll find out over time. We're just going to set up over here, though. So we're going to go ahead and probably grab our wand. Let's do that. We're making about 7 across. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I want too many. I want to keep it inside that. Let's do that. Then we can just kind of wand that. So that's 4. There's 7. And, yeah, this thing looks totally crazy. I don't know how I feel about it because it doesn't really fit with my build very much. But at the same time, it's going to be power. I'm not really sure how much this is going to produce at this size, but we'll find out here in a second. So we got that kind of set up there. We're going to go ahead and throw down the controller. We can just set that right there. Going to grab, what is this here? Reactor access ports. Oh, I didn't even show that either, the casings. You're going to need to set up a recipe for a redstone furnace to actually smelt down charcoal. So you can just get that going. I just set that up, and I also set up a recipe for the casings because everything's just derivative of the casings. So once you have them kind of automated, everything else is just kind of falls together. Did need a little extra Yellorium, but not a big deal. Anyway, let's grab the access ports. We're going to set one of them to output. The byproduct is going to be cyanite. I don't know if we need it later on, but either way, we already have it. And I guess the top of that would probably be one of these here, a Flux power tap. So we got that. Then we can just grab that jazz, kind of go up a little higher, make sure we're at the right height. I think it's 2 more, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. That'll handle that there. We could probably just come across here and finish that. Down at the bottom of it, we're going to grab some of these. These are the reactor fuel rods. Again, just some Yellorium, some iron, some more graphite. All stuff. It's just the same stuff over and over, kind of used in different setups. But then we're going to gotta build that up to the top here. I think I needed 45 of these to kind of get this filled. That should handle that there. They're going to have these reactor control rods. They're going to sit on top of them. They have to be at the very top. This thing doesn't have to be like a 7x7, I don't think. Yeah, like you can make it much bigger. I just don't see the point. Plus, I don't know how we're going to keep up with the Yellorium production unless I really ramp up my glowstone and my lava production. Although we don't even need the power at this point. I really just want to get off those other generators because I feel like they're causing lag in my world. So that is definitely a thing. Let's go ahead and grab these iron drum here. Probably grab you. Go ahead and grab some of this liquid. And we're just going to kind of set up one down here. And just let it kind of, you know, do its thing. Just go around the reactor. This is going to be used as coolant. There is better things you could use. So Resident Ender is pretty good. It's actually a pretty decent coolant. But gelid cryoethium would definitely be the best. Although you need a lot more gelid than you do just for this, right? You only need 12 buckets of this. Where I would need 12 buckets per level of gelid. So that is definitely a thing. And that should be pretty much there. We should be able to just grab this stuff. Kind of seal this up. And this thing, if as long as I built it right, should multi-block. I think I did, though, so we're good. Here we go. And that's what this thing looks like in this pack. That's really weird, man. Can't adapt to that, but we're going to probably go straight down here right away. Go ahead and grab some cable and get this thing wired up here. Do have another line right here. Let's kind of bring that across. That's pretty sweet. And then bring up a line this way, I suppose. Is that actually hooked up? Definitely not. We need another hole here, right? Let's do it that way. And we can just go here. And that should be good. So what we're going to do, since I have that on external storage for the Yellorium now, I'm just going to use an exporter here and do blocks of Yellorium. And that's going to just start putting Yellorium into the system. You can also grab what we have here and just toss it in. But you'll see here, it's actually getting full of fuel, right? So it's 53.9% full. And if I check this, so this should be automatically producing it right now, I think. Yeah, it is. Good. So everything's working. It's doing what it should. Should fill up more and more. But even being filled right now doesn't matter. You only really need it 100% full if you're trying to use 100% of the power. We're not going to. At this point, we don't need it. We're actually going to control these rods up here. And I'm going to do it right away. I'm going to go up here. I know we're only going to need about 10% of this power for quite a long time. So I'm just going to hold control. You can actually see there little settings. Control, change all rods. And what this does is kind of set the percentage the reactor actually runs. How much of fuel it tries to consume at a time out of its max. We're going to lower that down, actually by hitting the up arrow, to 90%. Now it can only produce 10% of its max power. And, that's going to make it much more fuel efficient and work much better. But now that's working, we can actually go to activate reactor. It's going to turn on here. And we're going to start producing RF. I figured that should go over 2,000. Should go, it might even go over that. Actually, it's still going up really quick. And that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and grab a plug here. Let's get one of them done. So we need a plug. Let's go ahead and grab that one because it's configured. And, we're going to pump that directly into the system. And there we go. We got our power. That's good. Must we'll turn off the transfer limit as well. And 2.19. Is that still heating up? Can't tell. Yeah, the power's still going up here. Actually, let's test it out. I'm curious how much power this could produce. If I put it up another 10%, it'll go way quicker. Kind of do the heating up much quicker. Then I can just put it back down to 90, and we can kind of see what it's going to produce here. Let's see here. Is this going up or down? It's still going up, so the power is going to go up a bit more. But we're producing about 2,500, which isn't too bad. Maybe I'll pump that up a little more. Just kind of prime it, right? Is basically what I'm doing. Give it a couple seconds to heat up. Drop it back down to 90. I probably don't even need it at 10%. Yeah, it's actually coming down now. But the power the heat didn't go up super high, so it's not totally out of whack. I think we're going to be at about 2.8. Actually, when this finally cools down here, maybe 2.6. And that isn't bad for power at this point. I'm kind of curious what it'll produce at max, though. Actually, I can't even test the max right now, can I? Because we don't have 100%. We're at 93. We'll get a pretty good idea here. Let's go ahead and see what this thing's going to produce at max here. Or semi-max, I should say. So it's immediately going to jump up to about 14. That's not too bad. Probably about 15K. Maybe a little over if it was at 100%. Well, it's up to 98 now. Maybe about 16,000. I mean, I'm okay with that. That isn't bad at all. Now, we're just going to let that run. I'm just going to put that back down to 10%. So that'll handle that there. And that handles our power, man. I mean, we got everything automated now. The only thing we really need to deal with is the ejection waste. So every once in a while, you're going to get a piece of cyanite. So you go here, go to cyan. Is it here? Cyanite, this stuff here. Which can be used to make plutonium, I believe, and lutecrite. Yeah, plutonium, there, lutecrite. I don't know if we need any of those materials, but I'm just going to store it either way. Probably be the best way to do it, just in case we do need it. Is there any way to track the waste? I can't remember. Heat, core heat, buffer. No. Can't really tell how close it is to one of the ingots. The only thing I'm really not sure, I can't remember if it's going to like auto output to the drawer or not. Or I'm going to have to put a transfer node, maybe a flat transfer node or there or something. I'll come and check that later, but I am just going to external storage this either way. So I'm just going to do something like that. Then if we need it, we need it. If not, then come back and throw a void upgrade in there and not worry about it. So that's that. That is our power band. I mean, that's working pretty sweet. That power is going to drop down, right? Is that going down? Did I set the rods right? Seems like it's not coming down very quick. Oh no, I did not set that at all. Let's give it to that right there. Oh, I only set one rod. Is that what I did? I think I did too. Make sure we're holding control here. There we go. There we go. They're all at 90% there. There we go. It's gonna throttle down, not burn all my kind of Yellorium. Although it's not gonna burn Yellorium very quick at all. You can see here it actually tells you the millibuckets. It's 0.031. So it's actually burning it really slow at 10%. If I jack that up, of course, that waste will go up higher and burn more fuel. The other thing I'm probably going to do is break all these. I'll probably do that in between episodes because I feel like they're causing me lag. But outside of that, I think we're actually done. I think that is pretty sweet. Everything looks like it's working pretty well. Actually went it really smooth, I have to say. So yeah, anyway, I think I might wrap this one up here. I mean, we got a power system. It's working. It's doing its thing. We got wireless crafting now, which is also awesome. And the only thing is a little iffy, kind of up in the air, is whether or not it's going to auto-eject that waste or not. I'm going to have to come back here if I don't see anything in the drawer in a little bit. Probably just add a flat transfer node and pull it out automatically. So yeah, I think I might wrap up this one here. So as always, guys, like this video, please hit that like button. If you really liked it, hit that subscribe button. It is always appreciated. Well, you guys all have a good one. I'll see you guys next video. Later.